In today's digital age, social media platforms have become fertile ground for wellness influencers promising spiritual enlightenment, personal transformation, and a path to a better life. These self-proclaimed gurus offer courses, coaching sessions, and exclusive communities, often at a high cost, to guide individuals on their journey to self-discovery. However, beneath the surface of some of these online personas lies a darker reality, where the quest for wellness becomes a tool for manipulation and control. Torres, a Brazilian model turned wellness influencer, amassed a significant following on Instagram by sharing her journey of spiritual awakening and offering guidance to those seeking a similar path. She claimed to possess unique spiritual insights and offered personalized consultations, promising love, wealth, and self-esteem to her clients. However, investigations revealed that Torres exploited her followers' trust, manipulating them into severing ties with their families and relocating to the United States under the guise of personal and spiritual development. Once there, these women were subjected to psychological manipulation, forced into labor without compensation, and in some cases, coerced into sex work. Torres employed threats, including alleged mystical coercion, to maintain control over her victims.
And she convinced them to do whatever she wanted them to do, just like a cult.
In 2024, following investigations by international authorities, Torres was convicted in Brazil on charges of human trafficking and slavery.
Thanks so much for coming on. So here's the million-dollar question. How did a former model come to groom followers and sexually traffic them?
It's really interesting. First, thank you so much for having me, but I think it was a small progression over time. She was getting this taste for following, for influence, and once she started the coaching business, she wanted more power. She was thirsty for more, and it just kind of evolved.
Receiving an 8-year prison sentence. Despite her conviction, she continues to deny all allegations. Similarly, Jeff and Shalea Devine founded the Twin Flames universe in 2017, promoting the idea that everyone has a twin flame, a perfect soulmate. Through online courses and coaching sessions, they claim to guide individuals toward achieving harmonious unions with their twin flames. However, former members have accused the organization of cult-like practices. Allegations include psychological manipulation, financial exploitation, and coercion into adopting new gender identities to fit assigned roles within the community. The group's teachings emphasize strict adherence to the concepts of divine masculine and divine feminine, often pressuring members to conform to these roles, sometimes leading to significant personal and identity changes. Despite growing scrutiny and ongoing investigations, the Twin Flames universe continues to operate, with its leaders maintaining their innocence and defending their practices as genuine spiritual guidance. These cases highlight a disturbing trend where wellness influencers exploit the search for spiritual fulfillment. By presenting themselves as enlightened guides, they gain the trust of their followers, only to manipulate them for personal gain. It's a stark reminder to approach such figures with caution and to critically evaluate the promises they make. As the line between genuine spiritual guidance and exploitation becomes increasingly blurred on social media, it's essential to remain vigilant. Not all that glitters is gold, and not every path to enlightenment is paved with good intentions. In the digital age, the quest for personal growth and spiritual enlightenment has found a new home: social media. Platforms like Instagram and TikTok are flooded with wellness influencers, offering guidance on everything from meditation to energy healing. These self-proclaimed gurus promise transformation, inner peace, and a deeper connection to the universe, all accessible through their curated content and paid programs. The appeal is understandable. In times of uncertainty and disconnection, the idea of a personalized path to self-improvement is enticing. Influencers share their own journeys, often portraying themselves as having overcome adversity through spiritual practices. Their stories resonate, creating a sense of trust and relatability. However, beneath the surface, some of these figures employ tactics that blur the line between mentorship and manipulation. They foster dependency by positioning themselves as the sole source of truth and healing. Followers are encouraged to invest in expensive courses, retreats, and one-on-one sessions, with the promise of achieving higher states of consciousness or unlocking hidden potential. This dynamic can lead to a form of psychological entrapment. As followers become more invested, emotionally and financially, they may find themselves isolated from outside perspectives, relying solely on the influencer for guidance. The influencer's authority grows, and dissenting voices are often dismissed as negative or unenlightened. The lack of regulation in the online wellness space exacerbates the issue. Unlike licensed therapists or medical professionals, these influencers operate without oversight, allowing harmful practices to go unchecked. The combination of charismatic leadership, persuasive storytelling, and the promise of personal transformation creates a potent mix that can lead individuals down a path of exploitation. It's crucial to approach online wellness content with a critical eye. While many influencers offer genuine support and valuable insights, others may prioritize profit over well-being. Recognizing the signs of manipulative behavior, such as pressure to invest large sums of money, discouragement of outside opinions, and claims of exclusive access to truth, is essential in safeguarding one's mental and emotional health. In the following sections, we'll jump into specific cases where the pursuit of online enlightenment took a dark turn, highlighting the importance of discernment in the digital age. Kat Torres, born Catiusha Torres Soares in Belém, Brazil, began her career as a model, participating in beauty pageants and securing modeling contracts in Europe. Her rise to fame included appearances in campaigns for major brands and a moment in the spotlight when she was photographed alongside Leonardo DiCaprio at the Cannes Film Festival in 2013. Leveraging her modeling success, Torres transitioned into the digital realm, amassing over 1 million followers on Instagram. She rebranded herself as a wellness influencer and spiritual life coach, offering guidance on relationships, self-esteem, and financial success through her website and subscription services. Her offerings included self-help videos, hypnosis sessions, and personalized consultations, all promising to help clients achieve the love, money, and self-esteem that you always dreamed of. However, beneath the surface of her online persona, Torres was orchestrating a scheme that exploited vulnerable women seeking spiritual and personal growth. In 2019, Ana, a Brazilian woman inspired by Torres' message, moved to New York to work as her live-in assistant. Upon arrival, Ana found herself in deplorable living conditions, subjected to long hours of unpaid labor, and isolated from her support network. She later realized she was one of Torres' first victims of human trafficking.
I see the pattern clearly now that this is what she's been trying to do. Isolate everyone, to gather everyone to come live with her.
Torres' manipulative tactics extended to other women, including Desiree Freitas and Leticia Maya, whom she lured to the United States with promises of spiritual enlightenment and personal development. Once under her control, these women were forced into labor and, in some cases, coerced into sex work. Torres employed threats, including alleged mystical coercion, to maintain dominance over her victims. The situation escalated when the families of Freitas and Maya reported them missing in 2022, prompting an FBI investigation. Authorities located the women living with Torres in Maine, leading to her arrest and subsequent deportation to Brazil. In July 2024, Torres was convicted of human trafficking and slavery, receiving an 8-year prison sentence. Despite her conviction, she continues to deny all allegations. Torres' case serves as a stark reminder of how individuals can exploit the trust and vulnerability of others under the guise of spiritual and personal development. Her story underscores the importance of vigilance and critical evaluation when engaging with online influencers and self-proclaimed wellness gurus. She maintains her innocence and continues to post content online. Founded in 2017 by Jeff and Shalea Devine, Twin Flames Universe emerged as an online spiritual community promising to help individuals find their twin flame, a concept describing a perfect soulmate or the other half of one's soul. Through a series of online courses, coaching sessions, and a structured curriculum, TFU claimed to guide members toward achieving a harmonious union with their destined partner. The allure of TFU lay in its structured approach to love and spirituality. Members were encouraged to enroll in various programs, such as the Twin Flame Ascension School, which offered teachings on aligning oneself with their twin flame. These programs often came with hefty price tags, with some packages costing thousands of dollars. Additionally, TFU introduced the mind alignment process, a technique purported to help individuals overcome personal traumas and align with their true selves. However, beneath the surface, former members and investigative reports have raised concerns about the organization's practices. Allegations include psychological manipulation, financial exploitation, and coercion into adopting new gender identities to fit assigned roles within the community. The group's teachings emphasize strict adherence to the concepts of divine masculine and divine feminine, often pressuring members to conform to these roles, sometimes leading to significant personal and identity changes. Despite growing scrutiny and ongoing investigations, TFU continues to operate, with its leaders maintaining their innocence and defending their practices as genuine spiritual guidance. The organization's resilience in the face of controversy highlights the complexities of online spiritual communities and the potential for exploitation under the guise of enlightenment. These developments underscore the importance of critical evaluation when engaging with online spiritual groups. As the line between genuine guidance and manipulation becomes increasingly blurred, individuals must remain vigilant to protect their well-being and autonomy. In the digital age, the blueprint for spiritual control has evolved, leveraging the reach and intimacy of social media platforms. Influencers like Torres and organizations such as Twin Flames Universe have utilized these tools to establish authority, foster dependency, and manipulate followers under the guise of spiritual enlightenment. Torres, a Brazilian model turned wellness influencer, amassed a significant following by promoting spiritual guidance and personal development. However, beneath her online persona, Torres orchestrated a scheme that exploited vulnerable women seeking growth. She manipulated followers into severing ties with their families and relocating to the United States, where they were subjected to psychological manipulation, forced labor, and in some cases, coerced into sex work. Torres employed threats, including alleged mystical coercion, to maintain control over her victims. In 2024, she was convicted in Brazil on charges of human trafficking and slavery, receiving an 8-year prison sentence. Similarly, TFU, founded by Jeff and Shalea Devine in 2017, presents itself as a spiritual movement promising to guide individuals to their destined partners. Through online courses and coaching sessions, TFU claims to help members find their twin flame, a concept describing a perfect soulmate or the other half of one's soul. However, former members have accused the organization of cult-like practices, including psychological manipulation, financial exploitation, and coercion into adopting new gender identities to fit assigned roles within the community. The group's teachings emphasize strict adherence to the concepts of divine masculine and divine feminine, often pressuring members to conform to these roles, sometimes leading to significant personal and identity changes. These cases highlight a disturbing trend, where wellness influencers exploit the search for spiritual fulfillment. By presenting themselves as enlightened guides, they gain the trust of their followers, only to manipulate them for personal gain. It's a stark reminder to approach such figures with caution and to critically evaluate the promises they make. As the line between genuine spiritual guidance and exploitation becomes increasingly blurred on social media, it's essential to remain vigilant. Not all that glitters is gold, and not every path to enlightenment is paved with good intentions. This is how belief becomes control, and how community becomes coercion. To truly grasp the depth of manipulation and control exercised by certain wellness influencers, it's essential to examine specific cases that have come to light. These real-life examples illustrate how individuals seeking guidance and community can become ensnared in exploitative situations. Case Study 1. Anna's Journey into Servitude. Anna, a young Brazilian woman, was drawn to the online presence of Torres, a wellness influencer who promised spiritual growth and personal empowerment. Enticed by these promises, Anna relocated to New York in 2019 to work as Torres' live-in assistant. However, upon arrival, she found herself in deplorable living conditions, subjected to long hours of unpaid labor, and isolated from her support network. Anna later realized she was one of Torres' first victims of human trafficking. Her experience underscores how charismatic individuals can exploit the trust of those seeking self-improvement. Case Study 2. Desiree Freitas' Ordeal. Desiree Freitas, another Brazilian woman, was lured by Torres with promises of spiritual enlightenment and personal development. Once under Torres' control in the United States, Freitas was coerced into sex work and subjected to psychological manipulation. Torres employed threats, including alleged mystical coercion, to maintain dominance over her victims. Freitas' story highlights the extreme measures some influencers will take to exploit their followers. Case Study 3. Maggie's experience with Twin Flames Universe. Maggie, a former member of Twin Flames Universe, joined the community seeking a deeper understanding of love and connection. However, she soon found herself subjected to verbal assault, financial exploitation, and indoctrination. Maggie was pressured into adopting a new gender identity to fit the group's assigned roles, leading to significant personal and identity changes. Her experience sheds light on the coercive practices within TFU and the psychological toll on its members. Case Study 4. Keely's Transformation and Departure. Keely, once a high-ranking member of TFU, was deeply involved in the organization's teachings and practices. Over time, she recognized the manipulative tactics employed by the group's leaders, Jeff and Shalea Devine. Keely eventually left TFU, acknowledging the harm caused and expressing a desire to help others avoid similar experiences. Her journey illustrates the challenges of disentangling oneself from such communities and the importance of critical self-reflection. These case studies serve as cautionary tales, emphasizing the need for vigilance when engaging with online wellness communities. They highlight how the search for personal growth can be exploited by individuals seeking control and profit, often at the expense of their followers' well-being. In the ever-evolving landscape of digital wellness, the stories of Kat Torres and Twin Flames Universe serve as stark reminders of the potential dangers lurking behind curated online personas. These cases underscore how the pursuit of spiritual enlightenment and personal growth can be manipulated by individuals seeking control and profit. Kat Torres, once a celebrated model and wellness influencer, leveraged her online presence to exploit vulnerable individuals under the guise of spiritual guidance. Her conviction for human trafficking and slavery in 2024 revealed a disturbing pattern of manipulation, coercion, and abuse. Torres' case highlights the critical importance of scrutinizing the intentions and practices of those who claim to offer transformative experiences online. Similarly, Twin Flames Universe, founded by Jeff and Shalea Devine, presented itself as a path to finding one's ultimate soulmate. However, allegations from former members paint a picture of a group employing psychological manipulation, financial exploitation, and coercive control. The organization's practices, including pressuring individuals to conform to specific gender roles and identities, raise serious ethical and legal concerns. These narratives are not isolated incidents, but part of a broader trend where digital platforms can facilitate the rise of unregulated and potentially harmful communities. The accessibility and anonymity of the internet allow such groups to flourish, often escaping the scrutiny that traditional institutions might face. As consumers of online content, it's imperative to approach digital wellness offerings with a critical eye. Evaluating the credentials of influencers, seeking out diverse perspectives, and maintaining connections with trusted individuals can serve as safeguards against potential exploitation. Moreover, advocating for greater oversight and accountability in the digital wellness industry can help protect individuals from falling prey to manipulative practices. In conclusion, while the pursuit of personal growth and spiritual enlightenment is a commendable endeavor, it's essential to remain vigilant. Not all that glitters on social media is gold, and behind some inspirational posts may lie intentions far removed from genuine guidance. By staying informed and cautious, individuals can navigate the digital wellness landscape safely and authentically. If you found this story eye-opening, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell.